Okay. Let's get this practice session started. We'll do some aim labs.
So, the reason we wanted to talk to you is about the accountability tickets. And I appreciate your time in doing that. And as a formality, before we talk to anybody about these things, I want to make sure you understand you're not under arrest or anything like that, okay? And the door here is open. You can leave anytime you want. Be glad to give you a ride back or whatever. We need to make sure that we do cover a formality here, and I'm going to get to the page here that this is a Miranda warning. So before we ask any questions, you understand your rights to the right to remain silent. Any you say can be used against you in court. Have the right to talk to lawyers for advice before we ask any questions, and have with you the right question. If you cannot afford a lawyer, we'll be waiting for you for a question if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop answering each time. You also have the right to stop answering each time they talk to a lawyer. Now, like I said, you're not under arrest, so I just want to make sure you understand those rights. Down here at the bottom, it says, I read this statement of rights and there's no rights. I do not own a lawyer at this time, and I understand what I am doing. No promises or threats have been made to me when pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me. If you be willing to talk with us, or just if you understand your rights, we just need your signature that we chart now. Okay? Now, this is a formality we take care of whenever we talk to you.
We're just going back to the beginning of the case, and we know you had talked to Lieutenant Doolin. We just want to figure out what you saw when you were out there before.
Great. Okay. Now, Tony brought up something that you had done. Initially, you had talked to Lieutenant Doolin, and according to Lieutenant Doolin, the information he got to you from you was that you were on the trail between 1:30 and 3:30. Does it make any sense? Okay. And that you had parked at the old Farm Bureau building. I think that may have been the old welfare office out there. Well, and while at the Freedom Bridge, you saw three females, and noted that one was taller and had black or brown long hair. This is basically what he had written down, and maybe you got some information about your phone or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. So now you understand everything, so I want to make sure that we just kind of get some information from you, and we get started here off with that with today's date, which is Thursday. And today is 10/13 of 22. What time is it? 11:45. 10:45. And your full name is
Richard,
J-R-D.
Matthew, Allen,
Allen. A-L-L-E-N. And how old are you now? Does she post often? Things like
She's,
yeah, on her own time.
and she does.
Okay, all right. So what is your marital status?
Married.
Married, okay. And have you been married before?
No.
Okay. Number of children you were talking about, your
One.
daughter. What's your name again?
Rick. Oh, my daughter. Rick. Rick Jr. No, Brittany.
Okay. And how old is it? You said you could math earlier.
28,
Okay. She's born when you said?
1990.
Okay. And what's her last name?
Zapanta. It's Zapanta.
Okay. And any grandkids?
No.
Ah, okay. And what's her husband's name? Is he from around here?
He's originally from the Philippines,
Oh, okay.
but lived in Canada, and he's been here, shortly before they got married, so around 16, maybe 15, 16.
Okay.
They got married in 17.
What's his name?
Paulo, P-A, U-L-O.
Okay.
That's why I watch true crime.
Oh, so no.
P-A-U-L-O.
I got it. Okay. All right. So, but he lived here for lots of years. Since the Panthers been around here.
Not around here.
Around here?
No.
Somebody else?
She was already up in Appalachian, she met him.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Graduated from high school where at?
North Miami.
What year?
91.
And any other vocational training, college classes?
Was Ivy Tech, a couple semesters.
Did you study there?
Accounting.
Okay. Any other vocational training or?
Well, I was in the military.
Oh, okay. Question coming up here. Were you involved in any fraternal organizations, clubs, or athletics, or anything like that in school?
I did some track here and there. I did football for like a year, but nothing serious.
Okay. Any clubs or National Honor Society or something like that?
Oh, no.
Very neat. Military service, or what branch?
National Guard, Army National Guard.
And, what was highest rank achieved?
E5. Sergeant.
Most of them, here or?
No, it was
You've been there how many years?
Since, well, not the one here, but with CBS since 2013.
Okay. So you worked at the CBS somewhere?
Yeah, I worked in, trained in Marion, I worked in Peru, and then I came to Delphi, I'm thinking 16, 17, 16. I've been there a while now.
But you said you were living at your house out there since 2000. So you drive back and forth with those CBS?
Yeah, I was leading Walmart. Like I said, I spent 10 years with Walmart. I was actually a store manager at one point with Walmart. Chose to leave the company to do something different. Interviewed with CBS, and Peru was the district manager that I interviewed, but Peru was the furthest western store that he had, or closest to me. So that's where I was going to be working. And it just didn't work out the way that I thought it was long term. I mean, I was there several years, but I wanted to, they had a training position, a managerial training position. I told them I didn't want to do that anymore. Long story short, and put in the transfer back, and like I said, I did 16, I'm going to say around 16, 17, somewhere.
Well, I'm managing, it's kind of hard sometimes, I understand. Was there a particular reason why you didn't stay a manager, or?
Just tired of it, the bureaucracy, just not really being about taking care of the customer. It's more about putting this number on this spreadsheet and that number on that spreadsheet, and then you get a call every 15 minutes, and you didn't get this number on this spreadsheet. None of them really help you take better care of the customer. I mean, you spend your time managing scorecards, and I just had had enough of it.
Sure.
I was just tired of it.
Sure. Okay. Let's see, so from where we're at right now, I think probably, can you help us understand, what was going on Monday, February the 13th? And kind of tell us what you were doing that day, and remember the day the girls
Okay.
out on the trail.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went over to my mom's in Peru, Mexico, earlier in the day. I think my mom had hip surgery back then or something, but regardless, my wife was working, so I went over there and spent the day, not the day, I spent the morning with them. My sisters come over and they were going to go eat lunch and stuff, and I wasn't about that, so I went home. And I remember it was a fairly warm day, or warmer than normal, so I think I just put a jacket on and went back out to the trails. Usually we when we go, we walk down the high ridge and walk back and walk down the other side and come back. I mean, it wasn't a ritual, but I remember walking down to the bridge. The times, it was, I left my mom, it was probably around 11:15. So I think I would have been out there, because I didn't do anything else. It would have been around noon, I thought, is when I was out there. Walked down to High Bridge, always went out just a little ways, not all the way, went out a little ways and watched the fish. See if I see any fish down there, because I like fishing. Walk back and sit on the, when you turn around and go down the other fork, there's a bench that overlooks it. Sat there for a few minutes and walked down walked back out and left.
Okay. Anything else you remember? What was your park your car in?
Said there was, the big parking lot wasn't there at the time, right?
Oh, you mean which one?
Like the some farmer's entrance or something. I remember I
It's
didn't park
okay,
there
buddy.
because I
It's
heard
okay.
something
It's
about
okay.
there were coming vehicles there my left, so I parked somewhere, either parked over on the bridge side or there used to be a little
Storm
building there. I could have parked there. There was a trail until they got the whole thing done.
Okay.
You're talking about the bridge, just on Clary, talking about that big blue bridge, the Freedom Bridge or whatever that goes over the highway. That's the big blue bridge, but before that was there was a, if you're.
It's okay, Biffers.
If you're going out of town, you would take the road that I think is where the park is, it bears off, it winds off this way, and there's a road, the first road you come, well, it's the first road, but there's a road that takes off to the right, and there's houses, and then it just kind of turns into a lane, and there was a small bridge up there before, I mean, I think it's still there if you were. Like the one, okay, so are you talking about the one-lane bridge, kind of, that goes over the street? It wasn't used. It wasn't a bridge that was used, I guess is what I'm saying. It was just, there was a parking area up there that you could park in. Okay. And that's where people used, that's where quite a few people would park before they, I mean, now there's a nice parking space, but before it was either you park there or you park over in the farmer's thing, and, I mean, at one point they had it marked that they didn't want you parking there, so if, and I know it wasn't over there, because I told them something about some cars that were over there, so I would have been parked up on the bridge side of things, I guess is what I'm saying. I guess it won't happen.
So this is kind of an overview of the area. So obviously this is the Blue Bridge here over the Houston Heartland Highway. Okay. Yeah. And so can you mark on where you think you marked that?
Show me the blue bridge again.
Blue Bridge, here's the Houston Heartland Highway. Here's Main Street. The road that comes out from downtown goes out to Heartland. And here's the Andersons. I think that's going to be their fertilizer plant. And then there's the,
So that's the blue bridge. I mean, it's right there. It would have been over here somewhere probably.
well, that's one of the parking areas. Okay. And then they used
Or it would have been, there was a old building somewhere over.
This map was taken back when the building was still there. And this is the building, that was on the bridge, the trail side of the bridge.
Okay.
So down at
You went this way, I think you went down this way and
Mhm.
like it was an underpass or something?
Yep, that's right. And then there's a building right there that you can see it.
Okay. So it would either been there or there.
Okay. Very good. Which way do you think you would travel to get to this, building that particular day?
Just that way it loops around. I don't know the names of the roads or anything, I mean, I can show you where I drove, but it just, on the way, the road that goes out, it's basically the same way that you get to this one, except, no, it's further up, and you go down and it like comes down and goes around somewhere and comes over on the other side.
Okay, very good, okay. Was it ever an occasion where you might have gone to the park another way? Did you go out here very often, I should ask?
Not, like I would say often, I mean, we go out, we may go once a month, we may go twice in 1 week. I mean, it was just kind of one of those where we felt like walking the trail we go. I mean, I could say we visited it regularly. During the summer months, we didn't really go out there much in the winter when they have gone out a time or two, but.
Right, okay. So was there ever something, was there ever a time that you guys took another path to get out there besides going around this way? Or do you remember anything like that?
I mean, I think there's a way if you go past where you park the farmer's entrance that I was telling you about.
It's down here, there's an entrance across from a residence, it's a farmhouse. Does that make any sense?
Okay, yeah. I mean, I know that there's a way that winds around and you can eventually get back to 200 or whatever road it is, we're off of 200 North, I think it is. It comes out somewhere down there, but we only did that, I think we found that by accident one time. We thought we'd go that way and try to get back
talk more about what you remember doing that day, remember seeing that day.
Okay.
You gave an account to
Sure.
the officer you talked to. Can you remember how that was prompted, how that happened, if you happened to talk to the officer?
I don't remember if it was the next day or a couple days, but shortly after they were asking for anybody that was there, and then so I went down. I got home from work, and my wife said, you know, they want to talk, because I had obviously told her that I was there. And she said they want to talk to anybody that was down there, they have any information. How much, but I obviously will go down. So we went down to the sheriff's station, and I don't remember who it was, came out and talked to me and said that he would get my name and information, and then I was driving downtown for something, and I know that, remember, he called me when I was in the car, because I pulled over and talked to him. It was a DNR officer, and he asked me if I could come down and talk there, or if I want to meet somewhere. And I don't remember how or why. I think they were really busy, obviously, crowded probably. So I was heading down to Stable Lot, parking lot down there, and I told him I would just meet him there if that's okay. So he came down, we talked. He looked at my phone, took my phone information, and I think he got some, we took the battery out, everything, he got information on them. So that's pretty much it. And I mean, I gave him the account. Forgive me, I mean, it's been years, and I thought about it a lot. As time goes on, it's like I said, I think I was there probably around noon. Could have been a little before noon or a little after noon. Walked down, back an hour, so probably 1:30, 1:45, depending on exactly what time it was that I got there that day. I just remember walking down a trail, and I had told him that when I was approaching the trailhead, I guess is what I call it, there was 3 girls walking off the trail, and I just remember it looking like one of them was probably watching, babysitting, but watching the other 2 because they looked a little younger. And they looked very similar. I don't know if they were sisters or whatever, but the other one didn't necessarily. But I remember seeing them walking off the trailhead, and I didn't really see anybody. I walked down, like I said, I looked at the water, I walked back, and I said, I mean, somebody could have walked behind me, I guess, but I said on that bench that overlooks the creek bed and all that. And I remember telling him when I left, I remember there being, I think there was 2 vehicles down there on that farmer's entrance that I told you about. And that's why I know I didn't park there, because obviously I wouldn't recall seeing cars there if I parked there.
Farmer's interest, are we still talking about this area here, or is there some other location here?
There's a pull-in, like right next to the trail is all I can tell you. There's a pull-in right next to the trail, and a trail actually leads up to the trail.
Yeah, it's hard to see from here, but I think this is what's called the old Mears.
There was a farmhouse across from it is all I knew.
Right.
And it was like I mean, I guess it looked like where you take farming equipment in and out or something, but I know at one point they flagged it that it said no parking, so we didn't park there for a period of time, but
Did you ever park there before? You a lot of times you did.
I mean, we used to, when it wasn't marked. We did a cleanup down there one time with, I brought a bunch of Walmart people, kind of a community engagement thing. We did a cleanup down there. It's the year that they tore down, we tore down that, if you go down, not the High Bridge way, but that one where I sit on the bench.
Yeah.
That I was telling you about. If you go down that hill, there used to be a little shed, a little shack down there, and they tore that, and we were there that day when we tore that down.
Okay. Now, you guys did that with Walmart. Was that a local Walmart you were at?
Lafayette.
Lafayette, okay. One on Commerce, or the one out on
Commerce.
Okay, all right. So, you guys came up and did that. Do you know when that was?
Oh, Lord, no. Well,
Was it before or after this?
2006, oh, it would have been, I wasn't even was what, 17?
Yep. One of the girls got there.
17. I wasn't in Walmart at the time. I would have already been in CVS. Yeah.
Okay. So sometime,
Yeah, it would have been way before. I mean, I went to CVS in, I'm gonna say 13, so it had to been before 13.
okay. So you have to then work in the trail.
I'm gonna say a lot earlier than that because I worked in Chicago, south of Chicago for a couple of my last years with Walmart when I was actually running that store. So probably around 9, 10 maybe.
Okay. All right, somewhere around there. So you were working out there in the trails. Have you been familiar with the trails before then? Was there a time that you had been out trails for a while?
After we moved to Delphi, I mean, we started experimenting. I mean, there were trails that we didn't know were there, but, you know, you hear about one and you go, and I'm sure by that, well, obviously I know by that point I knew about them because that's how I got associated with the Dan something or other that runs the area. I think it was Dan. Run like the Erie Canal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And McCain.
McCain?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember how I became acquainted with him, but I asked him, because at Walmart, you know, as a leader, they always want you to be involved in the community. And I mean, it's a good thing, but you can also give money to, like, so, because we brought so many people out for that event for a day, we had so many hours, we were able to donate money because of that from Walmart to the Erie Canal Foundation or whatever. So we worked, I guess, the question is, yeah, I've been on the trails before that day. And we also worked out of the Carrollton Bridge that day. There's a towpath or something.
No. What was my team doing? You guys are a bunch of fucking morons. I forgot, dude. top of that. I'm gonna grab this heavy shotgun because I've been liking it. Come over here. Put the shotty there. Of course, put basic defenses. Leaders. Oh no! Yikes, brother. That was a good game. It was a good game. It was a good game. They hunted me down, bro. Brother. I made them sweat though. I made them sweat for it. That's for sure. They suffered. No. 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 Bastard. How dare you? Okay. No, no. I'm being bullied and reload, man. It's not cool. No way. Even when I hit him with every single bullet that I can the second I land, he still had like max shield that saved him. This guy's sitting on me. How we? Oh god, I'm grabbing the old one. Can't have it now. Oh no! Someone from beside me, bro. There's always someone who's shooting you in the back. Bunch of cowards. You should take me in the front. Which you really could do. Well, I was a brave soldier. Even though I did nothing. We're just wasting energy, man. We don't care. Dude, I never have that kind of luck, bro. How do they just spawn you off with this trash? Like, give us a decent weapon when we land. One where we can actually fight back with. Ridiculous. Side? I don't really care, bro. Keep killing me, man. I don't grind this as much as you nerds do. Matters not. I'm going up in rank this game. Who now, bro? Who now? Who wants the third party minute? Dude, of course you had a shotgun and I didn't, man. Doesn't matter, I killed you anyways. Doo-doo 3024. Enjoy that loot while you can. Wait until I get a shot at, bro. Wait until I get some loot. Yo, what are you guys doing? Stop hiding, please. Please, engage one of them while I'm by you, bro. Oh my god, bro, why? Oh, brother. Can't with these people. Interesting. Brother, really? And doo-doo again, bro. Like, mind your business. See, that's exactly why you died. 'Cause you're out here hunting me down specifically. Dude, I can't believe it that when I down them, they have to target me, bro. Like, I know that it's the same guy, too. Same skin, same movement. He likes to rat. Oh, bro, look at the luck. No, dude. No, bro. See? You died alone. That's what you get. We went up in rank, though. I'll just waste the rest of our time, though. Sure. That's exactly why I go for solos, chilling back, and zero build. We'll do some good building for now. Then we'll, might actually hit some ballistics, because ballistics is kind of, you know, it's lucky that they don't care about it. fix that when I do my own game development. Well, I'm not going to honor them with a finish. Give away your position. Good job. Thank you. You just wasted your time. Haha. Get cooked, brother. That was fun getting shot in the air.